Hey guys, welcome back to what could be another week of absolute guff by bicycle. Also, it might not be. This week has got off to a bit of a shaky start. Unfortunately, little Sam came down with COVID on last Thursday or Friday, which really put a dampener on the weekend. You know, he wasn't very well. And then Mrs. Blob on a bike came down with COVID. So that threw a spanner in the works and we didn't go out and do anything at all because obviously they were staying at home keeping themselves to themselves. Yeah, well, I was just mooching around as well, just sort of convinced that any second I'm going to come down with it. But here we are on Tuesday and I am fine, but I am not getting too excited just yet. I'm fully aware that I could be ready to go down at any moment, so I thought I'd just get out today quickly and just have a little gentle mooch around. I mean, one thing I will say, I have really been chesty for the last couple of weeks. I haven't got COVID, or at least that's what my tests keep saying when I do them every day. So as of now, as far as I'm aware, I haven't got COVID, so I'm just going to do a mooch around miles away from anyone else just in case I'm carrying or whatever. But yeah, really threw a spanner in the works. We had some awesome bike plans for Easter weekend, but it wasn't to be. So perhaps this weekend, if I don't get ill. So since we've had a period of just rain and not mega rain constantly, I thought I'd try out some of these local country bridleways, which are fairly very close to my unit. But I don't normally come down here. One, in the summer there's more exciting places to go and have a ride of my bike, and secondly, in the winter it is just a massive quaggy, so it's not too bad today, but there are some very damp patches. Anyway, very gentle ride today. I am conscious that I'm very chesty, so I don't want to overdo it, particularly if I am coming down with something, so just a gentle one. Don't know really what I'm aiming for today, mileage wise. We'll have to see how we get on. What a lovely day it is. It actually was a very nice day this morning. There's a bit of a frost on my car, but as I drove into Bude, greyed over. But that has all cleared now and it is a lovely day. And I've got to say, no gloves and my hands ain't freezing. It's a very pleasant little ride down by this stream, which I've only ever been down once before. And the reason for that, when I came down, it was horrible and sloppy, so it probably put me off. But no, this has dried up nicely and it is nice. Not very exciting, but nice. There's also a track lower down, so I'm going to go and ride back where I came from on that one. I'm not sure who's put that there, but it is quite inconsiderate. I've had to get off my bike and push it under. Blooming trees. Got the odd bluebell kicking around. It is very nearly bluebell season and I'm looking forward to that. Big old storm in the background over there, but it's nice here. Someone has taken away my picnic table though, where I normally stop and have a little drink, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. Gonna find out who you are. Here we are at the end of the Wellsborough Trail, and over there, Widmouth Bay. I'm not going over there today because that would involve riding up over the coastal path, and I have not got the breath for that today. But we have come across this sign, and I'm always interested to look at other people's stickers. I'm a bit of a sticker nerd. Not sure who that guy is, but welcome to Bude. And we've got a few more kicking around here. Wonder if I've got any stickers on me. Not very talkative. So I'm just having a mellow ride today, and I've got to say, I find it pretty hard work breathing. Something wrong with my breathing, and it actually got me thinking. I'd be interested to hear from anyone watching this who has had COVID, and sort of give me an idea of how it's affected your cycling afterwards and stuff, because you know, my buddy Jan is having a hard time with it. He's second bout, and just makes me really hope I don't catch it, because I don't want it to affect my riding at all. I find it hard enough to get the time at the moment, and that's without feeling rough. Found a nice little trail in the woods. It's about 50 metres long. I've just ridden up it. Now I'm about to ride down it. Not expecting much. Okay, well I actually got shoulder checked a couple of times by trees. It's too narrow and twisty really to be any fun, but It was the most exciting I've been on this ride, that's for sure. Look at that behind me, it's like a Microsoft Windows desktop thing. Found some bluebells. So I have actually got some work I need to do today, so I'm going to go back to work now. So not too long till I'm back at my unit now, and hopefully I've managed to get some banging action shots, just in case that is it for this week. I'm hoping to be able to get out the next few days, but we'll have to see how it goes with COVID and stuff like that, so who knows. But yeah, certainly looking forward to getting a few more miles in. It's been a bit dry lately, mileage wise. Right, today's ride is finished, and I am pleased to announce I have managed 9.03 miles, which was more than I was aiming for, really. Whilst I didn't really have a figure in mind, I'm very pleased with 9 miles now, just pootling along. I'll tell you one thing I did notice today, I wasn't sort of rushing to get everywhere like I normally am. It was quite enjoyable even going up the hills when you're not sort of pushing really hard or as hard as you can to get up there as quick as you can. So a thoroughly nice bicycle ride, and I'm actually not that chesty, so all pleased about that. Hopefully I can dodge this COVID that's going around in my house, and yeah, if I see you for the rest of the week, it will be a result. But hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning everybody, it is Wednesday morning, and I think this is the second bicycle ride day on the trot, which is excellent news because it might mean I'm getting back in a bit of a groove because it's been a bit rubbish lately. Anyway, quick post office blast today. I'm still very chesty, so still taking it easy. So a quick burn down on the single speed today. Not looking forward to the traffic in town, I've got to be honest, because it's still got loads of tourists and they can't drive. But yeah, we'll be all right. Probably going to get about 6.5 miles in today. Awesome. So I've actually got a letter I need to send by recorded mail today, which means I have to go in the post office. So I'd normally drive down because I don't like leaving my bicycle, but just getting fed up with driving up the post office all the time. So today I'm taking my single speed, and I have got my Burley lock, and I hope no one nicks my bike. It should be all right, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, quite unusual for me. I don't really like going in the post office at the moment, but I do when I have to. What a lovely day in Bude here today. It's a little breezy, but it's starting to warm up nicely now. Spring is here, and tourists. What is not to like? Right, the battery might die any second because I've accidentally been filming inside my pocket for about 20 minutes, 15, perhaps 10, I don't know, who cares. Anyway, about 100 flies have tried to enter my mouth, but I've managed to deflect them so far. But it is that time of year, all the flies start becoming a bit of a nuisance, to be honest with you. Just one of those things, isn't it? Oh, I wish it was like this every day. It's perfect. Pretty basic ride today, to be honest. 6.47 miles, but I can't argue because every day at the moment I get to ride my bicycle is a massive bonus, because still ain't come down with COVID, but still a waiting game. I'm still testing negative, and other than being chesty, fine. So anyway, hopefully a bit more tomorrow. If not, I'll see you when I see you. Oh dear, welcome to Thursday morning. 3 bike rides, 3 days on the trot. Awesome. Oh, hello. Right, so today's plans have changed, unfortunately. I've come out on my mountain bike with every intention of popping along to Stamford Hill Woods again to go and check out the bluebells and see whether they're out, but it quickly became clear my lungs are not going to cope with that today. I don't know what is going on. I'm so chesty and short of breath, and it's actually got me wondering whether I've actually had COVID and this is like an after effect of it, because I'm still testing negative for COVID, and I feel fine other than I can't breathe properly and it's doing my head in. So this has been cut short, this ride. Still going to be a longer one than normal via North Cottonmouth and the Downs again, so people seem to like that route, so I enjoy that as well. So let's go and do it, go over there That's the end goal. So we've actually had a pretty good run of weather lately in Bude, certainly this week, and it has provided me with good opportunity for a few little bike rides, which has been nice because it's been real pony lately. But we have got blue skies today, but don't let that fool you. There is a wind and it is still chilly, but not cold enough for me to moan about it. It is quite pleasant actually. Let's get to the beach, shall we? So anyway, for the last 5 nights I think it is now, I've been sleeping on the sofa since my wife's not feeling too well with COVID. Maybe that's how I've managed to dodge it, but I woke up this morning in the early hours with the most dead arm I've ever had, because there's not a lot of space on the sofa and I take up a lot of space. Honestly, it took 10 minutes for me to get any feeling back in it. It was horrible. I hate that feeling. Anyway, got a bit of a numb arm still on my bike ride this morning, which feels a little bit weird. It reminds me of my days on my old road bike when I used to get carpal tunnel syndrome. That was horrible. Lovely morning down at Crookless Bay, and not one person in the sea. To be fair, there's not much in the way of a surfable wave, but you can certainly bodyboard on these bad boys. Must be a bit too early. Don't know what the time is actually. Really is the making of a nice day in Bude today, and I have done the post office, so I better go and do some work. Since it's been a while since I've had any cycling related injuries really, I don't want to tempt fate or anything, but that is the truth. A couple of bad backs, but that's like a recurring thing with me, so don't worry about that. First one I'd like to bring your attention to was my knee. Anyone who saw my video where I twisted my knee and tore the cartilage will know that that kept me off my bike for a few months. Pleased to announce 99.5% wouldn't even know it ever happened, despite never getting my physio I was promised by the NHS. They did suddenly come around to it in the end once it stopped hurting months ago. So that's that. My gammy shoulder, which hurt whenever I lifted anything up like a box or anything, as a result of me going over my handlebars and landing on it a couple of years ago now. It must have been when we first went into lockdown. Again, totally cleared up now, but that took about 18 months. Other than that, there was my swollen foot from when I got my nail, my finger caught, my thumb I think it was, caught on a rusty nail in the garden and went for a tetanus jab. And the next day I woke up with a really swollen foot and ankle. My foot is still bigger than it was before that happened, only marginally, but now I have to really be careful with what shoes I wear, because I've got a nerve in my big toe, and if anything rubs on it shoe wise, it just makes my toe go even number, and it's in a state of permanent semi-numbness anyway. So I have to be really careful what I'm wearing shoe wise. That's why I keep the same shoes forever, because if they're comfy I literally wear them until they can't be worn anymore. You can see the laces are all shafted on this one. They have seen better days, but they're comfortable and it doesn't put pressure on my nerves, so that is good. I do have to gradually bring new shoes into circulation, so I have to try and loosen them up a little bit, because it just hurts. I'm not going to beat around the bush. If they're too tight on that part of my foot, it hurts. So other than that, what other injuries have I had? I smashed my knee on my stem, didn't I? But yeah, that haven't even thought about that for months, so that must be all right. And I think that is pretty much it. If you can think of any other injuries I've had, leave a comment below and I'll let you know how it's getting on. That's that ride nearly done. Hope for about 9 miles there, I reckon. Something like that, yeah. And funnily enough, not as chesty as not as chesty now as I was when I started, which is a bit weird. So hopefully that's going. I'm doing my head in. Anyway, let's go and get some lunch. I'm hungry now. Okay, that's that done and dusted, and let's have a quick peek and have a look. I don't know why does it do that? If you know why it does that, let me know. But I've done 14.39 kilometers. I want to know in miles, please. So I'll have to figure that out and come back to you probably tomorrow. Anyway, it's weigh day tomorrow. I don't really know how that's going to go. We've just had Easter. I've been on cooking duty for some of the time, so not quite as healthy as if my wife was making it. And also did have a curry one night because don't know why, just fancied a curry, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I am going to do my weigh-in tomorrow if I make it into work. If I got COVID, I won't, but if I make it into work tomorrow, I should do a weigh-in and keep it real. This is real life, and I'm not any great weight loss expert. I'm having a go, and it is what it is. So we'll have to wait and see what's happening, and thank you. I'm going on a bit now, I'm hungry. Bye. 8.94 miles it was. Well guys, that is it, the end of another week of absolute guff on two wheels. There hasn't been a whole lot of biking action, but I have been on a few little bike rides. Kicking off at the weekend, absolutely nothing happened due to COVID in my household, which I still haven't got, so who knows what's going on there. So just for me this week, a few little post office trips, so it was a bit dull. I do apologise for that. Yeah, it's a bit boring, isn't it? So I am sorry. Anyway, so I have had a few miles under my belt this week, but we have just had Easter. I didn't do a weigh-in last week because I was at home. It was Good Friday. So today I am not anticipating a complimentary weigh-in today. It's probably going to be bad. But you never know these things, and the only way to tell is to get on them scales. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So it turns out my last weigh-in was 114.4 kilos. That must have been a couple of weeks ago, so who knows what it will be today. So let's get on the scales and hope it's not so bad. Yeah, that's nasty. Yeah, I've got to say, I'm disappointed with that. 116.6 kilos is a load of... so I've put on over 2 kilos, which I suppose it could have been worse, but obviously, yeah, I don't want that. I want it to be going down. So do not follow me for weight loss advice. I am not an expert on it. I'm just having a go. So anyway, what can we look forward to this week? I don't know what's going on bike ride at the weekend. I might have to go out on my own if I'm feeling okay. If I haven't caught COVID by then, I'll do another test later. But yeah, more post office trips. I do really want to get to Old Hill Bike Park. It's literally been probably 6 weeks again since I've been there. I don't know what's going on this year. The riding opportunities are just not there like they have been for the last couple of years, and I'm not the only one who's finding it. Other people are saying they're just struggling to find the time. The weather's been rubbish when I have had time and all that sort of stuff, so it just hasn't come together this year like it did last year. But the weather is improving fast. We have got spring now pretty much, so I've been out in these t-shirts, all good. Anyway, more coming up next week. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you got on this week. And also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button because it will not cost you a penny and it helps me out and other people to see my videos. So I do appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up too. Anyway, I'm going on a bit now. Shut up. Bye.